Prowl1701 here, and today we're going to be reviewing a Doctor Who graphic novel. Of course, a collection of comic books. And we're going to be looking at one with the 13th Doctor, and it's called Time Out of Mind. And I do like the artwork on it. As you can see here, the artwork looks really good. And then the back looks even more phenomenal. This graphic novel does deal with Krampus. So I actually like this piece of artwork. I've seen it floating in the wild before. I've actually used it, I think it's a thumbnail for videos before. Really good artwork. I like the artwork inside as well. I do think it really fits the tone of the 13th Doctor. I don't know quite the word for it, but I was trying to find some good pictures here. But I did really like the art style that was used with it. I thought it was very fitting for her Doctor, and I did thoroughly enjoy the read. Basically, at the beginning of the story, the Doctor, Yaz, Graham, and Ryan all travel to basically a carnival, like a carnival on another planet. They play some games, they have a good time. Ryan plays a game, he loses, and then at this particular game, it's very high stakes apparently, and if you lose, you get taken prisoner, you like forfeit your freedom. So he gets taken, and the Doctor has to play the game to win him back if she wins. Of course, the game's rigged, but she sneaks Ryan her Sonic, so Ryan uses the Sonic while the Doctor's playing, so the Doctor wins, even though it's very much a rigged game, which makes it about like real carnival games. And of course, they save not only Graham, but other people who were trapped in there who had lost as well, and they go on their way. And that happens fairly on in the story, and at first I started to think, oh, I wonder if this is a collection of short stories, since, you know, this adventure's already over. I actually wrote down, I was writing notes, I wrote Carnival for first episode so I'd remember it, and I'm like, okay, I'll just, you know, make a note for each little short story. But no, it's actually one long story. It turns out that the next part, which takes place a few trips later, they start talking about this story and having a vacation, and they suddenly realize that they all have different memories of the carnival adventure that I just described. None of them remember it the same. They all remember it vastly different, which of course gets the Doctor suspicious, especially when they can't remember what planet it was on. So the Doctor realizes something has happened to alter their memories, so she manages to backtrack the places they've been until she ends up on this planet. And she finds out that they'd all been implanted with false memories. It's really neat. It is a kind of Christmas time festive thing in it. You have the little toy soldiers, which are very reminiscent of the Mind Robber. It definitely made me think of the Mind Robber. Matter of fact, I kind of think of this comic in a way, for a little bit, before I kind of found out the main villain. It kind of made me think of the Mind Robber, but with a better budget, you know, with a less minimalist approach, which you can do, you know, when you're dealing with a comic book medium. It kind of made me think of the Mind Robber, although a lot of that is probably the toy soldiers. And so you very much run into a character that's like Santa Claus, looks like Santa Claus, isn't Santa Claus. Santa Claus seems to be a dirty word here. But then you find out it's actually in disguise, it's Krampus, or Krampus, I think it's Krampus, isn't it? Which I'm not overly familiar with the Krampus legend. I'm not sure what region that's from. I'm aware of it. Junkrat has a really cool skin of it, I think, in Overwatch. So I'm familiar with it, but I've just never really studied it. And of course is the main villain of it. And in this one, Krampus doesn't eat children. He just kind of absorbs the energy of fear. Krampus lives off fear in this, and so it absorbs the fear. So it's what it's trying to do is manipulate Christmas to generate fear from children. Kind of how School Reunion worked off a child's imagination, Krampus feeds off fear, a child's fear especially. And of course the Doctor has to foil what's going on, which happens. It's a little Deus Ex Machina how it happens. It happens a little too easily. A sonic screwdriver from Yaz, a few wires crossed from the Doctor. It's a little too easy in my opinion, but then again, considering the machine that Krampus is building, it's, you know, the more complicated a machine is, the easier it is to mess up. The more they overtake the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain. But I did enjoy this one. Again, I'm not overly familiar with Krampus, so it was kind of nice to see an adventure with that in it. I liked the 13th Doctor in this. I think it's very telling that I tend to enjoy the 13th Doctor more outside of the TV show. A lot of people blame the writing, and some of it is definitely the writing on the TV show, but sometimes Whittaker's performance isn't there for me. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't. Far too often it isn't. Whereas when I'm reading her, be it in book form or in comic book form, I tend to connect with her Doctor a little better. I tend to understand her Doctor a little better. I can click with the personality of her Doctor better, like I did in this story. I actually did like her in this story. I felt like I got her and understood her in this story, which is good, which is very good. It gives me a little better understanding of the 13th Doctor. Graham, Ryan, and Yaz were fine in it. They acted the way they should. So yeah, I liked it. Again, it was just a little comic book to get through. I liked the art style in it. And it was a fun little Christmas time read. So, Time Out of Mind. Have you read it? What do you think of it? Comment down below and let me know. I want to give a shout out. This was sent to me by one of my subscribers, Steven. This was in that really big one I got that time a few months back. I think it was Steven sent it to me. And it was huge box. The biggest unboxing I've ever done. This was one of the many things he had in it. So I want to say thank you to him for that. I really appreciated him sending it. If there's anything you would like to send me, my P.O. box is down in the description below. I always love reading new sci-fi stuff. That's just my genre. One of my genres. I love a lot of stuff. I also have a Patreon if you would like to contribute to what I do. That does help me pay the bills, and I certainly appreciate it. There's a link to that down in the description below. Anyone that joins at any tier level gets a free video request. I want to give a shout out to Stephen and Colin, two of my top tier patrons. I appreciate their continued support, as I do the support of all of my other patrons as well. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I also have links to my Amazon wish list and my Amazon UK wish list down there as well. Most importantly though, thank you for watching. Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here. Today we're going to be reviewing the Doctor Who graphic novel. Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here. Whew. Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here. Today we're going to be reviewing the 13th Doctor Who novel, or graphic novel I should say. And I can't do this today. All I did was run downstairs to the car. Why am I out of breath? Whew. Alright. Hey guys, today we're going to be reviewing some Doctor. This is not working.